Alright lads, let's talk counterfeit versus proxy. The reason for this is in my it's too late to make these changes videos. I forget, I don't know what I said. I don't know what pissed some people off, but some people got really upset with me. One guy went as far as to call me a corporate bootlicker. Another one said I was a shill for whatever stance I took. And to be honest, my stance is probably just insisting on precise language. So, before we start, let's define our terms. According to Merriam-Webster, a proxy is something with the authority or power to act for another. I.e., if you have a proxy card, it's sitting in for another card. If I have a real tropical island and I have something substituting for the tropical island, a fake or another version, alternate art, tropical island written in Sharpie on the back of a basic land, something like that, that is a proxy. It is acting, substituting for the real thing. Counterfeit. What is a counterfeit? Again, according to Merriam-Webster, counterfeit is made in imitation of something else with the intent to deceive. This looks pretty good, doesn't it? It looks in a sleeve, just like my authentic tropical island, except my authentic tropical island, it's been played. It's beat. So let's take a look at it. This, by definition, even though I have no intention whatsoever to play this off, to sell it as the authentic thing, no intention to do that, because I did want it to look as authentic as possible. It is an imitation of a Wizards of the Coast printed tropical island. Therefore, this is a counterfeit. It is not a proxy. The back looks terrible. When you flip them over, excuse me, the backs, so the Chinese only don't care about getting it 100%. The effort and the cost that would incur really doesn't get them anything. So they make it anywhere from 60 for some of these cards to 90% accurate on the front. The back, they don't really give a shit. They're stuck at about 70-80% on the back because it just looks terrible. It does not look like an authentic back at all. And yeah, there's the mock sapphire. So you can see the blue is wrong, the brown is wrong. It's kind of hashed. It's not this smooth mottled swirl. The black is too light. This is a counterfeit. This mock sapphire, let me get my sleeves right, this mock sapphire, again, it is a counterfeit. It is not a proxy. I do not own a real mock sapphire. The tropical island, that one, that could be a proxy because I do own 2 authentic tropical islands. So I could have 2 proxies. There's 4 tropical islands in the deck. Therefore, by strict definition, I do not have 4 proxy tropical islands in the deck. I have, to be liberal, 2, actually I only have 3 tropical islands. I'm only running 3 in the deck, so I have 2 proxies because I own 2 authentic and 1 straight up counterfeit. I own no moxes of the originals whatsoever. I own what is it? The artifact mox, the one with the Metalcraft. I own those, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this. I don't own any actual alpha, beta, and limited moxes. None. This is, therefore, a counterfeit. And the back is even worse. So, I have these because I want to play vintage decks, and I want them to look authentic. I want them to look as close to real as possible. So these are counterfeits. I'm not stopping anybody from playing whatever they want. I'm not... See, that tropical island is terrible. That one's pretty good. But that one... No, it's... you can see. You can see the color. So this one looks revised. That one does not. It's too dark, too rich in color. Revised is a bit washed out. That's a bit about the counterfeits. And I'm assuming that people are making this argument and these attacks against me because they think I am anti-proxy. Well, let me show you something. I started making these about 10 years ago. These are proxies. They're not attempting to be authentic. They are not attempting to deceive anybody. They are cards I made myself because I wanted to play the more decks, plus I wanted different art. Let's take this one for example. The way I made these is I took an authentic card, I sanded the front to get the thickness down to accommodate the paper. I just printed out the picture. I used a program called MSE, Magic Set Editor. You can probably still find it online. Magic Set Editor gives you the frame, and then you just double click in the art box. You go find a picture you have on file. For this instance, this is Seattle. That's the Space Needle. This is a picture I took myself around Christmas time, 2004, 2005. It's been a while. So, you double click, get the art. It's got the correct font. So you just type in whatever it is. You can copy and paste the text from Gatherer, so you get the correct wording. You can have a set symbol to land, and then the flavor text I did myself. So from Chief Self, man did not weave the web of life; he is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. So the reason I had these, like I said, is I wanted to play more decks. I wanted to give them their own flair. I wanted to experiment with Magic Set Editor, see what I can do. The problem was, playing these proxies, it caused a lot of problems with understanding the board state. So, one guy especially, in particular, Ricardo, he got really upset when he couldn't read my board state because you cue off the art. And this is about 10 years ago, before they had 20 different versions of all these popular cards, and you didn't know what the hell's going on. And now they're going really crazy with all the alternate arts for all the universes beyond. So, some cards, the Soul Ring, for example, it must have a dozen different arts by now. But you can kind of tell it's a Soul Ring because the art does have the ring in it. Other things, you don't know what the hell this is. I try to make these as tower as possible for command towers. But then we go to, for example, my wasteland down here. This is from the Aral Sea, the sea that the Soviet Union emptied and turned into a desert. And the loaf is gone, and now the white man wants the crumbs, from Luther Standing Bear. Some more proxies. Temple to False God. Permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws. Mayor Rothschild. So I'm not anti-proxy. The fact that my mates aren't playing proxies, and they could, is on them. If they did, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't give a damn shit because it advances the game. It makes it so they can play at whatever level they want. But they don't. They choose not to, for their own reasons. I myself, now, I prefer to play with the authentic cards because I like the art, and also I see it as, let's just say it, an investment. Because if I go to sell my collection, I will get easily 60% of the value back out of it. If I sell it all at once, in mass, and I don't have to sift through it, because I've got a lot of cards that aren't worth that much. I've got a couple, very few, that are worth a little bit. A couple of cradles, the aforementioned dual lands. But as you can see, like, there's God the Shrine. Bez peñas do hospedy nilis. Don't go to the pub without money. So this is in Prague. This is a picture I took again. And I gave myself the credit, credited myself right there. As you can see in all these proxies, I credited the artist because I wanted to be as honest as possible when I'm making them. And also it's fun to be able to know where I got this image from. So I'm not anti-proxy. Not by any stretch of the means. It's just the lads aren't doing it. Some of them talked about it, but they haven't started. I prefer to play with authentic cards, and that is my choice. That is something I do. I probably should start playing with these again. But it's also, it kind of crosses over into Universes Beyond. One of the reasons I don't play Universes Beyond is I don't think they have any relation to Magic. They shouldn't be in Magic. And so if I start introducing this with some of the arts I have, it doesn't really work. For example, this Conjurer's Closet. Kids these days, they just don't get scared like they used to. So that's from Monsters Incorporated. Image by Meadowhill, whoever that is. That doesn't really fit with Magic the Gathering. This Soul Ring, it's obviously Lord of the Rings, doesn't really fit. But it is Donato Giancola, so it is beautiful, it is gorgeous. This duplicate, I could see that as Magic art from the early days when they were pretty edgy and they were willing to push the boundaries. This Crystal Ball, that could be a Magic card. I could see that in the game. Same with the Minion Reflector. The Scarecrow, well, obviously that's Maleficent. So, Universes Beyond. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I'm not anti-proxy. I was doing it myself. I just stopped doing it because people didn't like what it was doing to the game state. Nowadays, I think I can get away with it because the art is so muddled, so many different versions, that people stop to ask what the hell that card is because they don't understand, they don't recognize the art. It's not going to be that far off. It's not going to be that jarring because we do that a lot now. Every time Cube plays his Sonic the Hedgehog deck, I'm asking about different cards. What the hell is that? What is that again? Because I just don't remember. Because they have all these different arts. All these things I don't recognize. So what do you think? I was fairly proud of myself when I made these. And I kept them because of the memories, and I did put a lot of effort into it. Some of it is kind of an in-joke, like this Jewish heuristic study. I kind of like that. Nowadays, with what's going on in Gaza, even though it's not the Jews doing it, it's the Zionist faction. I don't support it at all. Gaza is an absolute tragedy. It's a genocide by people that point back 80 years ago to a genocide that happened to them. And now they're doing the same thing. They're doing it worse. Because everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody sees it. Our leaders facilitate it. Our leaders feed into it. What kind of leaders are these? As I've seen on a meme with George Washington, why the fuck aren't we hanging these people? Pull this back a bit so you can see it. Thadadel, Ariel is Thadadel Inquisitor. This bribery, I really like that. I think that picture fits perfectly. I think I've made my point. Probably have beat it into the ground by now. So I guess I'll close this and call it a day. Get this posted. And if you want to see more of these, if you want me to focus on any of these and show more of them, I'm happy to do that. I only have this one book left though. A lot of them I gave away. Some of my friends, for example, out in Australia, I gave two of my friends command towers. One Belen Tower in Lisbon because he's Portuguese English, and another one I gave him a command tower with Tour Eiffel Tower because he's French, and they actually run them in ducks, so I'm pretty happy about that. This is Alphonse Mucha art, austere command, and then I was experimenting. This is the other thing, I went too far, so I didn't want any of them to have the same art. So in one deck I had this austere command, another deck I had that austere command. Loyal retainers, obviously Universes Beyond, but I imagine we will get that soon. Silverblade Paladin. That's kind of the end of it. Whole breach. To the last I grapple with thee. From hell's heart I stab at thee. For hate's sake I spit my last breath at thee. Khan Noonien Singh. Actually, it's from Paradise Lost. And then another version, same card, showing Enterprise getting her hull breached by Reliant. And this is just a token sheet that I never got around to finishing. Vindicate, Wargate. See, another Vindicate. So, I've asked the lads that called me a shill, that think I'm a corporate bootlicker, to explain themselves, because I want to know where they're coming from. What did I say exactly in that video, the it's too late to make these changes video, that set them off? I'm really curious. But you know how it is in the internet. You ask a question and nobody answers.